So I like to get involved in public policy issues.
And don't please dictate your terms and your culture to us.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Speak up for yourself. Stand up for yourself.
Time to tag you. I'm going to tag you. I'm going to tag you. It's time to tag you. Another episode of Tag Time. Hi viewers. Time to tag you. Another episode of Tag Time. As usual, today I'm going to tag you a very hot Canadian topic. Yes, volunteers and volunteer work. It's a huge issue, especially in those communities who are new to their homeland. I call Canada the moment you arrive here, your homeland. How you participate in it matters a lot. Volunteer work has been a big issue of discussion, that why it is important and how it is important. My guest is Carine Strong, the Executive Director of Volunteer MBC. Welcome to my show, Carine.
Thank you for having me.
Carine, we will start first by the explanation of MBC, what it stands for.
Sure. So it stands for Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon because we serve the entire region of Peel. So all three of the communities.
It's very interesting to know that Peel region is incomplete without Caledon, which we seldom realize. Now we come back to the volunteer work. It's a huge issue for especially those who move to new country. Absolutely. What's your take on that?
Well, I think I was a newcomer myself many years ago, 38 years ago. And when I came to Canada, the services weren't as readily available. But I started to volunteer right away, and it really helped to connect me with my community. And it made me realize that even though you may not be able to find work right away, that you can start to contribute while at the same time you're building up your skill sets, and that you can then put on your resume, and it will count as your Canadian experience. So for us, because about 20% of the people that we refer to nonprofit organizations are newcomers. And they come to us for various reasons, and a lot of it are youth as well, who need their volunteer hours as part of their high school requirement. But they find it a fantastic way to really help them to integrate with their community, to create new networks, new friends, and to really make a difference help to make a difference in their own community. And so I think for newcomers, it's very comforting when you know that you're surrounded at nonprofit organizations by people that really appreciate what you bring to them, the skill sets that you bring, and you can really add value to them, but at the same time you're adding a lot of value to yourself as well.
It is very difficult in the beginning, especially for those people who have their set type of skills into their back homes, right, to get into here. So how would you say that you really take care of their aptitude also? Because sometimes it is said, and I believe in that movement from one place to another is a huge opportunity, a lifetime opportunity for you. What's your take on that?
So I think that what you're saying is absolutely true. It's a fantastic opportunity. So somebody that perhaps is an engineer, has those skill sets, may not be able to find a job right away in their field, but there are so many other connections that can be made. So we serve about 200 nonprofit organizations across the region of Peel. A lot of variety, anywhere from sports to arts to social services, the whole gamut. And there are a lot of people that really have, when you're an engineer, you're very good at project management. So a lot of transferable skills which can really be used. And then, it's also a great opportunity perhaps to divert and test out different, career options at the same time. But I think one of the big hesitations that we always get from newcomers is that we need to put food on the table for our families. We need to work. And so they always, a lot of them end up doing work that doesn't necessarily fit their skill sets, but they do it to survive. So my suggestion is to, in the meantime, please try to volunteer, because that is an area where you can demonstrate the skill sets that you do have, and then you can have that and show that. And we even have a lot of our member organizations who actually will give a transcript of the skills that the volunteer does at their organization. And then it's called a prep certificate, and that can be used to then attach to their resumes, demonstrating that Canadian experience is there in their field.
It is one of the I was going to come to you for that, that what is the most prominent difficulty and what is the most prominent factor of achievement through this kind of volunteer activity?
So the best way to describe it is probably through an example, if you don't mind. So most of our staff, because we really believe in walking the talk, are newcomers, and they all volunteered with us before they actually became employees, most of them. One of our employees who started volunteering with us, and he was actually a refugee, couldn't even work in Canada legally, but he came with incredible skill sets. And he was so talented, and as a volunteer, his passion was to, not really necessarily related to his work, but his passion was to educate youth, to help youth. So he actually, as a volunteer, started to formulate a youth group that we put together, and then he got some assistance that we put together, a group of youth, a lot of them newcomers amongst that group, that wanted to give back, make a difference in their community, and encourage other youth to also give back. But at the same time, he felt it was really, really necessary to give them leadership opportunities. So he trained them, and soon we realized that he had incredible potential. So he became our coordinator of community engagement, and he was responsible for our referrals. And then he quickly moved up, and he's now our manager of community engagement, and has been incredible, such a huge asset to our organization. But like most newcomers, he had to initially, to get by, he worked in a pizza place and just to put food on the table, but he didn't give up on his dream. And now he's pursuing his master's. He was able to buy a home. So there is that potential. But it definitely was a huge challenge at first for him, but he was able to really use the volunteering to demonstrate those skill sets.
So is there any contact number or anything who you can give to the viewers to contact with you? Because I feel like it's very important to know that which path is the right path for you.
Absolutely. So the best way is probably to refer them to our website. We have a very extensive website. It's www.volunteermbc.org. They can find all the information there. We're also on Twitter, on Facebook, please contact us, but you will get a really good overview of what we can do. So just for a point of reference, last year we were able to refer over 32,000 people in the region of Peel to volunteer opportunities across the region. Those people have made an incredible difference, and you talk about impact, not just on the community, which is absolutely huge, and for the organizations, which nonprofit organizations run with very, very minimal budgets. So by being able to offer your skill sets to help that organization, you're really serving the community, because they wouldn't be able to do the work they do without your help. And in the process, you're also helping yourself. You're really increasing your networks, increasing your opportunities to perhaps connect with people that do know where there's jobs and where they can find employment.
Where would you put volunteer work as a Canadian value?
Wow, I think civic engagement volunteering is, for me, it's the number one. It does so much for the community as a whole, especially we're so multicultural, and it provides such a fantastic opportunity to bring people together from all walks of life to make a difference. But the good thing is that you're also making a difference to yourself in the meantime, because just think what it does for your self-esteem and your confidence level when you are able to witness the impact that you're making in the community.
So how far you have been successful as MBC's director to integrate and to do the bridging the gaps which newcomers usually have?
Yeah. So I think we've done a really good job, and I think some people may not be comfortable to look for the opportunities on our website, and that's okay. We would welcome them to come to our offices. So we have offices in Mississauga, across from Square One at 151 City Centre Drive. Our head office is in Brampton at 7700 here, Ontario. And we also have satellite operations through the libraries up in Caledon. So we welcome people to come in, speak to us. We'll walk them through the whole process. We'll actually try to find them the perfect opportunity based on the skill sets or the talents that they may want to explore.
I thank you very much, Carine, for your talk. It's an endless talk. We can talk about different dimensions. There are so many dimensions for this volunteer work and everything. But once again, I thank you. I hope our viewers will be having a lot of knowledge through this.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate this opportunity.
Viewers, Canada is a land of opportunities for those who become part of it. Volunteer work is to teach and learn about the community we are member of. It's not only that you are there to, because volunteer means doing something without any expectation of return of anything, but this actually engages you and returns you a lot in a way that you get connected to the people where you can liquidate yourself into the best possibilities with the skills you have got. Everybody has got something special within them. You sometimes discover it with the different atmosphere where you move in. With these words, get connected, know the people around you, put a little bit of yourself, and let the universe decide to give you back something with its strange way of blessings. Thank you very much for watching my show.
#1 multicultural channel. This is TAG TV.